Hello everybody, and welcome back to part 3 of our Duna Kermes exploration series. So, I'm just kind of floating around Duna here, and I'm noticing that the inclination is not quite right. We can also tell over here by the flight engineer, 1.5. So I kind of just want to fix that so that later on it won't kind of annoy us. And what you want to do is you want to find the spot where the orbit crosses the center of the planet. So you can kind of, if I line it up with the orbit of Ike here, Ike is perfectly 0 degrees inclination. So if I try to line it up like that, you'll see that we go up a bit over here and just slightly down a bit over there. So you want to find the point in which it crosses the middle, which is actually the point we just passed by right there. So we'll have to wait until the next pass to where that happens. And it looks like... Actually, it looks better on this side if we do it right about here. Let's see what that'll do for us. We'll just kind of pull down a bit. And I don't believe it'll show us over here until after we make the maneuver, but if I'm just kind of eyeballing it up. I'll just adjust it a touch. Jumpy. Oi. Okay, we'll try that right there. We'll see if that fixes anything for us. Come on. We're up to next maneuver. Last episode we did eject the side fuel tanks. Those are just kind of floating around. They'll be basically floating with us for the rest of the time that we're here. It is a lot easier to turn this thing now, as you can see. It's having to swing back and forth. Alright, let's see, this burn is going to take about 28 seconds. So we'll just wait a little further, until about here. We can actually watch the inclination go down a little bit. Ideally, we want that to be as close to 0 as possible. And that's so that our return trip will be a lot easier. Okay. It's a little better. It's 0.6 now. I'll accept that. I'll buy that. Let's just warp us back to the sunlight. We'll begin preparations for landing on Duna. There we go. There's the nice sun. And Ike right there. This is a cool little system. Little planetary system here. Alright. I'm going to point this thing back to north-south. Of course, give it time to swing around. Alright. So I'm just going to test just to make sure we have full fuel in the lander. We don't accidentally want to send it down only to find that we left the tanks half full. That would be very bad. Alright, so who's driving this crazy thing? We got... Let's see. Bill is in... Yep, Bill is in the lander can. Let's see, who else should go down? Let's get Valentina to go down with him. So, we're just going to pick... You right-click here, transfer crew. Let's choose Valentina. Transfer her to this lander can. And there it goes. Now, I believe you could only do that with the Clampetron Senior and maybe the regular Clampetron. Don't quote me on that, but... I know definitely with the Senior you could just transfer him without having to get him outside the ship, which is nice. It's more realistic that way. Alright, so let's go ahead. First I'm going to decouple this thing. First I'm going to save it. You never know what will happen. So undock. And I'm going to come down to that vessel. And I'm just going to back away from it. Just a bit. I don't want to go too far away from it because I'm going to reconnect it fairly quickly. That's pretty good right there. So we'll go back and we will decouple this as well. So let's see. Oop, wrong craft. We want this one. Alright, we'll just go down N. Just a little bit. And H. And we're just going to turn it a little bit, making sure not to bump the solar panels. And we'll just jet a little bit this way, just to get away from them. Alright, Val and Bill, you're on your own. I'm going to go back to this craft, set as target, and just bring her on home again. She basically stayed right on target. That's kind of how I designed this craft. You know, it's able to be taken apart, you know, mid-mission to do various, you know, different things. Yep. Alright. So as you can see, now that it's a lot lighter, we've gained like another 1,000 meters per second of delta V. It's just one of the laws of physics, I guess. Okay. We have these guys now on their own, their little lander pod here. I'm just going to go over everything. In fact, I'm just going to drag these down over here like that. And I'm going to drag... I'm going to make a new space for this one. I'm not even sure if I'm going to plan on ejecting these things. Probably at the last, you know, when I get up from the planet and I'm connected again, I'll probably let these things go. But these things have their own keys. Custom 2 is the drogue chutes. Custom 3 is the main chutes. I'm just kind of going over them myself in case I forget. Alright, now let's see. If I was to deorbit, where would we go? Could do it right here. And up around the other side of the planet like that. We do something like that. I'm going to manually activate these because I feel like every time I've pressed space, even though it says they're in a separate thing, the parachutes always deploy, so I'm just going to do it that way. And we will jet away from this thing. Just go at about half thrust. And that'll do us. We're going to be landing a little close to the dark side. I think we should just barely be able to see Ike from where we are. I think it'll look kind of cool. Okay, here we go. Valentina and Bill about to make their powered descent on the surface of Duna. As we come in here, we're going to start to accelerate a bit, but then again, as we hit the atmosphere, the force of friction and air resistance is going to try to balance out that force of gravity. Alright. We're now just hitting the top of the atmosphere. I'm going to now pull the panels in. And some of you are probably thinking, you know, where's the heat shield? Why don't you have a heat shield? Well, on Duna you don't really need one because the atmosphere it's pretty thin and we're going pretty slow, so that, you know, even if we get a bit of heat, which we're gonna, it's not going to be enough to destroy anything. Definitely want to pull those solar panels in though, because it will destroy those. So look, there's our ship right up there. I believe that's the Kermes. Yep, floating above us, about 42 meters. Also, what I'm hoping is that we land somewhere close to sea level. This way that we can get these things deployed here, the drogue chutes and the regular chutes deployed. I'm just going to warp in just a little bit. Although it looks like we may be coming up on a little mountain here, which kind of sucks. It's hard to tell from looking at the planet from above where all the high spots are. I just start decelerating a little bit. Actually, right now we're pretty close to sea level. These two numbers are matching. I think there's just mountains on both sides of us. Maybe that's what it was. We want to be going slow enough so that the drogue chutes can deploy. That's why I'm braking so hard right now. Just watching this little thing right here. Alright, drogue chutes deploy. $7,000 up. Good, we're still decelerating. Just gotta wait till these turn not red. Because it's telling us that they are... It's too dangerous to deploy. I'm just going to engine brake a little more. Maybe that'll encourage them to deploy. Alright, cool. 3, there they go. Alright. And they are deploying because I told them to deploy earlier. Perfect. Just going to put on my blue lights just so I can see what's going on. This is mighty fine. This is okay. This is okay. I'm just kind of taking some screenshots here. This is how you get to Duna in style, right here. Load it up with parachutes and don't bother engine braking too much. Let's see, we did use up about, what do you call that, just 60% of the fuel here. We still have all these outer tanks too. I think we have plenty of fuel to get us off of the planet here. Alright, altitude above terrain is 900. Let's see, you can't really see the sun, so we're not going to have a shadow. I guess the sun went beyond the horizon. Oh, never mind, I'm an idiot. Sun's right there. So we're going to see the shadow pretty much right over here. And, oh look, there's Ike too. Holy crap, that's cool. Quick photo. Alright. Enough goofing off. We're almost down now. I'm just going to apply a bit of thrust. Just so we don't smash too hard. Oh my, that is it right there. That was pretty darn good. Alright, so let's deploy the solar panels again just so we can collect as much of that sunlight as we can. Oh, that is beautiful. That is a beautiful thing right there. I'm just taking screenshots like crazy. Alright, let's get these guys out of here. If I was in career mode right now, I'd be doing experiments like crazy, but since it is just sandbox mode, we can just enjoy the terrain. Let's get Valentina out first. She's gonna come down the ladder. She will be the first Kerbalnaut in this universe to touch the sandy, arid soil of Duna. Beautiful. She is happy. She's a happy little gal. Look at that. Alright, let's get her to plant a flag. She's happy as she does it. Site name. First Duna landing. There we go. She says, you determined that red sand castles are plausible. And the surface sample. Unable to satisfy your curiosity, you attempt to drill into the rock with your tool. You're thinking it would be a lot easier if you had some kind of pulsating drill thing on a robotic arm. I think it's trying to prompt us to bring, you know, the mining equipment out here, which that's something you can do now in Kerbal. You can mine stuff. I guess they took a hint from that Kethane mod, I think it was called. Let's get Bill out here. After all, he wants to stretch his legs as well. Bill's just gonna jump like a little dope. He's a lot more excited and less refined than Valentina. He's just happy to be out here. Woohoo! They high five Kerbal style. Just running into each other like crazy goofballs. Whoa. Whoops. That didn't work out. Oh, there's a rock right there. I didn't even realize, I didn't even see that thing there. Bill wants to go over and take a look. He keeps tripping and falling all over himself, though. I don't know how I keep making him do that spin thing. There we go. He's no Matt Damon, but he's still excited. Now, let's see. I wonder if he could still... Yep. He still clip right through him. Oh, shoot. Look at this. Frickin' dust storm rolling right through. Valentina, get back to the ship. Oh, my God. That is so awesome. Oh, how cool is that? Valentina, get in! Get into the ship! We got a problem! Oh, that's so cool. She's like, you idiot. Dust storms on a planet like this wouldn't do anything. That movie, The Martian, yeah, that wouldn't really happen. As Valentina tells Bill. Oh. Okay then, we're safe. There's our little rock. Okay, well, I think we've had enough fun goofing around. Let's see if we can get these guys back into the ship and back up to orbit again. Actually, what I kind of like doing is showing that Ike over here doesn't move. Let's see. Let's time warp a little bit. Get this dust storm out of the way. Ike is in a perfect kind of orbit. It's in a geosynchronous orbit, which means that no matter how much time passes, Ike more or less stays right in that spot. Well, there's a lot of dust storms. Look at this. I didn't realize they occur so frequently on Duna here. That is, of course, the Astronomer's visual pack. If you have the standard vanilla game, you won't get any of these effects. It'll still look neat. But yeah, you can see the sun is definitely setting, but Ike is staying precisely still. And again, that is because if we look out here, there's us, there's Ike. No matter how much we time warp, Ike basically follows us. It's in a perfect geostationary orbit. Oh, nice. Nighttime on Duna. How neat is that? Ooh. Almost forgot to turn our lights off. We just drained the batteries totally, but that's okay. The sun will come up and recharge them. We just can't leave now. Whoops. Sorry guys, you'll have to wait until the morning. And you can see the sun coming around, slowly illuminating it. We have now a full Ike. How neat is that? Alright, let's get her warped around. Valentina decided to spend the night outside her craft, risk the freezing dust storms. Sun is about to come up. Ooh, there we go. And our panels are charged. We can see the lights came back on. Man, this game is pretty as hell. Look at this. Wow. If you guys know me, I'm a screenshot maniac. Alright, let's get her back on board here. Ooh, I guess we have to jump a bit. We're clipping through. Oh. Come on, Valentina. You got this. There we go. Board. I'm just going to turn the lights off. Electric charge is fully charged again thanks to our panels. Thank God we have those. Alright, we'll bring the ladder in. Now let's get ready for our rendezvous. We are going to set the Kermes as the target. And just like with any old launch profile, we're going to wait till it circles around to right about here. Could be a little closer now because it's less to travel on Duna. I'm going to bring those solar panels in. There's some debris floating above. We should be able to see on the opposite side of the sun. We should begin to see it flying over, but anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. Let's just do it. I believe I have to push the craft straight up that way. Yep. Bring in the things there. I'm just going to start turning it immediately to the 90. Should have plenty of delta V. It's always freaky though. So you always ask that question, well, what if we don't have enough delta V? Once we get up a little higher into the soup, our thrust will start doing a little more for us. Got another minute and a half with these engines. I think we're gonna make it. Oh, this is perfect. I don't think I've ever had it that close before. I'm not trying to brag, I'm just saying I'm not that good. I'm never that good with this. Oh, look at that shot. Look at that. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Might have to push it a bit more just because the drag is starting to slow us down a bit, so I'm just gonna... RCS isn't enough. I'm just gonna push a little bit more. Just to keep this thing... like, wow, like, look at that! That's insane! That's insane how close that got. I can't even believe it. Once we get a little higher, I'm going to deploy the panels again. I'm glad I got this on video, because that's literally the best ground-to-space rendezvous I've ever made in my life. It's only taken me 4 years of playing Kerbal. Alright, just about above the atmosphere now. Just a little bit more. Our flag was over there somewhere. Okay, we are now in space. I'm going to do this. Matt Damon, you're so jealous right now. I don't even know the character's name. I forget what his name is in The Martian. What's his name? Bob something or other? I'm just making that up. I have no idea what his name is, but... this is the kind of maneuver they attempted. They attempted like a rendezvous like this, only theirs was much more extreme. They were coming straight from Earth without even like... there's no way that... I don't know if they could actually do that. They didn't even get a stable orbit around Mars. They were just like, we're coming in! Hope you're ready, Matt Damon. Alright, we got him. Okay, let's go back. I don't even know if that's possible. If someone's a astrophysicist out there, let me know. Is that even possible, what they did in The Martian? Okay. 0.6 it's gonna meet us up at. So I'm gonna just push this onto here, because it is coming up quite quickly. We still have quite a bit of braking to do. Oh! Oh god, no! Okay, okay. Emergency maneuvers. We're alright. We're good. We're good. If you guys... if you were looking for something not to do, that would be it. That was almost a disaster. I don't know if you saw what happened there, but I severely underestimated how fast we were going. And didn't slow down to the last second and almost smashed into them. So I had to just quickly burst to get out of the way. That's what happened there. This is what happens when you come to my channel and watch my videos. Anything can happen. One video I'll execute something absolutely flawlessly and you should take notes from, but in another video I'll do something so boneheaded that you shouldn't pay attention to what I'm doing. I guess this is one of those videos. But that's what makes it fun and entertaining, isn't it? We'll go with yes. We'll go with sure, Hot Jupiter. Just say yes. Just placate me. Just tell me yes. Alright. So that's good. We just gotta separate this thing. We'll undock this thing. And we'll just move it down out of the way. Just do a little swap, a little trade. Okay. Next. locked view. I'll just move her over this way. A bit high, we'll just go lower a bit. Screenshot? Yes, I think so. Okay. Lower. There we are. Not bad, not bad. Oh, and this thing was just about there. Let's see, set as target. Just trying to get it just right. Shift over this way. Oop, we have to do locked view again. So I'm incapable of doing it any other way, apparently. There you go. There you go. All right. There you have it, folks. Back together again, one big happy family. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to eject these things because we're not going to need this part anymore. Before we do that, I'm going to dump the fuel into this thing. Or, no, I'm not, because it's completely filled. I'm going to dump it into this thing, I guess we could do that. I'll just put the liquid fuel back into here. Okay, there we go. I'm also going to just shut these engines down. It does feel like kind of a waste to dump this bit of fuel, but it is extra weight and it will carry us down. Will bring us down. This is fully filled. Nothing really else I could do. And if we get into an emergency, I can always take this fuel and dump it into here as well. So I'm going to fold the panels up. I'm going to do that little spin maneuver. Oh, you know what? I just realized I don't have a button to get rid of these, so rather than hit space and risk ruining everything, because I guarantee you I'm going to hit space and something awful will happen, so I'm just going to manually decouple these things. And just let them go. I wonder if I keep 2 of them. What if we did that? What if we kept 2? Well, it doesn't give us much delta V, does it? It's unbalanced. Oh, let's just get rid of both of them. So 2, 5, 6, 9. 2, 5, 6, 4. We're actually losing. Oh, it's because it's thinking that we're going to use that fuel. Oh well, it's too late. 2, 5, 8, 3. That's okay. I think we had gained. It'll come back to help us later on. I think. At least that's what I'm hoping. If not, well, there we go. There it is. There you have it. I think it'll be fine though. We have plenty of fuel. 2, 5, 8, 3. That's more than enough to get back to Kerbal again, and we're much lighter, so I think it'll work for us. Besides, I don't really trust this thing to tell us accurate numbers anyway. Anyway, it could just be me reasoning with myself that I made a mistake, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so that's this little episode. Thanks for watching, guys. In the final episode, we're going to learn how to get this thing back to Kerbal again. Now, some of you are probably thinking, wait a sec, there's no way to get this into the atmosphere because, you know, I didn't put any separators or anything. So what this kind of ship will be is this top part will just kind of stay in orbit forever, and we'll use shuttles to get the crew back and forth between the ground and the space station. This will kind of just be like a permanent space station, and we could always relaunch another lander and another service module to connect and dock with it and go on other journeys. I bet you this thing will get to Eve as well, which it could be another mission for another video. So in the next mission, in the next video, we will be getting these guys back home again. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.